This is one of those videos where I round up some of the best things that I found at some of my favourite shops online recently. If you're in the market for some new spring summer clothing, maybe you would like to add a piece or two to your wardrobe this season, then this is my roundup of what I would be purchasing if I was shopping at the moment, which I'm not. The audacity of Rouje to release a really cool new collection just as I started my no-buy. I really like some of their new pieces. I don't often fall in love with anything on Rouje. I like the whole vibe, but then the individual pieces are a bit lackluster in my opinion. However, there are a few pieces on Rouje at the moment as part of their new collection that I do really quite like. This dress I really love. I'm not usually one for big floral prints or big bold prints in general. I go towards more smaller prints normally. But there's something about this dress that I really like. I don't even really like poppies that much, but something about it, I think it's the silhouette. It looks very floaty. I love the little sleeves. I love that it's cotton as well. It's really interesting because looking at this dress, it looks like it would be viscose or polyester, but it's cotton. So I'd be really intrigued to actually feel the material and see how it sits on the body. But yeah, this one I think is really pretty. If you're going abroad anywhere this year, this would be a beautiful dress to wear in Italy or anywhere in the Mediterranean. I'm on a bit of a yellow hype at the moment. It's not a colour that I ever wear normally, but I've kind of been sucked into the trend of yellow and wearing yellow, especially in accessories. And I really like these yellow pumps from Rouje in particular. I'm not sure how I feel about the scrunch back though. Whenever I see these scrunched backs, I feel like they always look a little bit cheap, but are they really comfortable? Why do brands do it? Is it just cheaper to make them this way? Is it more comfortable? I'm not even quite sure, but that bit I don't love, but the actual colour of these is really adorable. Definitely go and have a scroll on Rouge's new collection if you are in the market for some new spring summer clothing, because I do think this is one of their best collections to date. I really like quite a few of the pieces. I really like this Arthur's top as well. Very pretty, very cute, crochet, it feels quite 60s. I love the scalloping on it as well. This one would be going in my basket if I was not on a no-buy for sure. Moving swiftly on to Sézane, I really am not falling in love with anything at the moment. They are releasing a new collection on Sunday as I'm filming this, the Positano collection. From the lookbook I've seen so far and the imagery I've seen online, there is nothing really taking my fancy from the collection, which is quite a relief considering I'm not shopping at the moment. But yeah, the only things on Sézane that really are on my wish list are this cushion. I really like this cushion design, this colour. I would love to add this to my home. And then a couple of pairs of shoes. I really love these flats from Sézane, and I don't know, when I finish my low buy, I may consider adding these to my wardrobe, but I haven't entirely decided yet. I did own a pair of these that I bought on Vinted a few months ago. It was probably almost about a year ago now, in a silver. And I did end up selling them because I just wasn't reaching for them. But I'm kind of regretting it now because I really did like them. I just kind of want them in a more neutral colour, ideally this ivory ecru colour. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have sold the silver ones. I'm kind of regret. I was, you know, when you're like mid-declutter and you're being ruthless, and then you end up being too ruthless and end up selling things that you actually didn't want to sell. I also really like the leopard print Matilda ballerinas from Sézane. They're sold out at the moment, so you can't get them, but these are also kind of on my radar, on my wish list. But yeah, let me know how you're finding Sézane at the moment, because I'm finding it all very uninspiring, to be honest. Okay, let's talk about yellow again, because as I said, I'm really having a moment with yellow. I know everyone is, but I'm really considering adding it as like an accent colour to my summer wardrobe. I have my colour scheme sorted, but I do feel like yellow, specifically in the form of accessories and specifically bags, would be really fun. And particularly, I've got like a few bags that are on my radar in yellow. The first one I saw was this Demilia bag, which I love in this yellow colour. This is like a slightly more subtle toned down yellow, almost verging on a brown. It's like a, I don't know what colour you would call this. It's like a greeny browny yellow. It's really pretty. I guess it's like a honey colour. I really like the shape, the shoulder bag, but then, so that was like top of my wish list. And then I saw this fleuron bag in this bright, almost fluorescent yellow. I feel like it's not quite fluorescent, but it's verging on it. Really beautiful. I love this bag. This bag in general is on my wish list. I actually think I like the blue one the best, although I love the burgundy, the green, the pink and the yellow. But yeah, I saw this yellow one and then I fell in love with this bag on, is it Hylac? Someone told me how to pronounce this brand and I've already forgotten. So really, I'm really sorry if that was you. But this Polish brand, I'm going to go with lilac. This bag in particular that they do in yellow, it's not actually out yet, it says it's coming soon, but I fell in love with it, and I think this is the yellow bag that I would add to my wardrobe if I was going to add one at all. I love the bow detail. I love that it's like a tote bag, but it's a little bit different because the straps are the drop on the straps is quite big. So it just has a little bit of a different silhouette to your typical tote. It feels a little bit more formal. It's in a smaller size, so it's a little bit dressier, but still quite casual. I just love this bag. I love it. I love the shade of yellow as well. It's like a lighter yellow, very pretty, quite soft, quite delicate. And I always felt, because I'm a winter, I couldn't wear yellow, but I do think there are some tones of yellow that are in the winter colour palette. I'll have to put the colour palette on screen, but yeah, I do think, you know, I can wear yellow, especially in the form of accessories where it's not super close to my face. So yeah, yellow is high on my radar in general. If you have spotted any yellow pieces that you've fallen in love with or you think I might like, send them to me because I'd love to see them. The next shop that I always stop off at on my online kind of late night scrolling is Reformation, and there are a couple of things on my wish list from Reformation at the moment. I am loving my top that I bought from them in the blue polka dot recently, and I do really love the white version with the black bow as well. I think it's so French, so Victorian, so feminine. I love it, and it's just so easy to wear. You know those tops where you don't have to think twice about it? You can pair them with trousers or with jeans and it just looks good. And I feel like this top is one of those tops. It's not groundbreaking, but it just works. And it really feels like me when I wear it. So I kind of do love the white one as well. I don't need two, and I probably won't buy it, but it is there. It is sitting in my pinned tabs on my laptop. The other things from Reformation, I really like this pink print, but so far it's only coming in this one style of dress, and I don't love the length of the dress being knee length. I just can't really get on board with a knee length dress. It feels a bit awkward, but I love the pattern. So if they brought this out in something else, I'd definitely be interested. And then there was another blouse as well, which is quite similar to the first one, but just slightly different. That was also quite partial to as well. But yeah, Reformation is one of those brands again. There's just a couple of pieces here and there that I really like, but overall, usually it's a skip for me. A brand that is becoming more and more one of my favourites to scroll at, my favourites to look to for inspiration and forever pieces, I feel like as well. They aren't trend-led. They aren't flimsy, cheap materials. I know they are on the pricier side, especially if you're outside of the UK. They are more affordable in England or in the UK, and that's M&M, and I feel like they have such a stunning collection at the moment. I tried a handful of pieces in my review video that I did recently, but there is so much more on their website that I would love to try. This linen blend crossover maxi dress in this fuchsia pink. If you have anywhere to go, if you have a wedding, an occasion to wear this, this is so beautiful. I feel like it just looks such high quality, and I love a halter neck. Any kind of neckline like this I'm a real sucker for, and the colour is absolutely beautiful. It kind of does remind me of some dresses that I tried from Age, which is an Australian brand, last year. But yeah, I guess M&M is a little bit easier to get hold of in the UK, and it's just so stunning, and I love the fabric as well. It looks like a really good quality kind of stiff linen that's hopefully not going to crease too much either. So I'm a really big fan of that one. They have loads of other stuff on their website though that again are like core wardrobe essentials that you would just have forever. One of those is this coat. Do I need to be buying a coat in May? Absolutely not. But I think this coat is so beautiful. It reminds me of something that you would see in Chanel or Celine. It looks so timeless, so sophisticated, so polished. And I don't know why, but something about the imagery around this coat just really speaks to me. It's a more pricey item, but it is cotton and it just looks absolutely beautiful. Again, quite 60s feeling in that it's like a swing coat. I just love it. It's white, it's high maintenance, it's impractical. I don't need a coat in summer, but this one is again one that is on my pin tabs. If it ever goes into the sale, I will say that M&M, almost everything eventually ends up being reduced, usually off season. Then I may make the purchase, because I really do think this is something that, as I said, it would be in your wardrobe forever. You would really look after this forever. Another slightly less expensive item is just this boucle. Again, halter neck top from M&M. Really like this. I just love the texture on it. I think one thing that I really love to do in summer where possible is add different textures, because it is quite hard to do in summer. You're so often just wearing flat textures, cotton, viscose, linen. They're all quite flat and thin, whereas adding something like this is still cool to wear, but it just has that boucle, more interesting texture. And I really love this dusty pink colour as well. Speaking of boucle, the final item from me and Em that is pinned on my computer is this jumper. Again, it's really simple. It's a neutral cream jumper, but I just love the boucle texture. This is a cotton linen blend, which I think is really nice for the summer if you do want a summer knit. I love summer knits. They're some of my favourite clothes to buy because I just like to feel cozy still in the summer, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes when you've had a lot of skin on show, you've had your arms out, your legs out all day, and you just want to put a jumper on. I don't know if I'm alone in that feeling, but you just want to feel a little bit warm and cozy, and I love a summer knit for that, for the evenings. So this one I thought was really nice. Moving on to a little bit of jewellery. So I've been doing a bit of research around jewellery at the moment because I have a video planned in my little series that I've created for my channel, which I'm so enjoying, and I'm glad you're enjoying too, about my under the radar undiscovered brands. So we had the 50 brands like Sézane video, which was like a bumper video of kind of everything, mostly clothing, and then I did the smaller handbag video where I talked about 10 under the radar handbag brands. I will of course leave that linked if you haven't seen it already, but I am going to do one all about jewellery. Jewellery is one of those items that I just feel is dominated by a handful of brands. I call them the 3 M's, and you probably know what I mean: Missoma, Midjouri and Monica Vinader, and I feel like they dominate, and a lot of other brands just fall by the wayside. And don't get me wrong, I have jewellery from Missoma, Midjouri and Monica Vinader, and I love all of it, and I think they are great brands, but there are so many other brands that I would like to highlight as well. Saying that, this is not the video for that because I'm actually going to talk about some Missoma earrings I really like. These ones that I mentioned in my last video actually, but these studs, I don't usually go for a stud, although I am wearing studs today, but usually I go for a hoop because I like something a little bit bigger than a stud. But I love these, that they're oversized, they have texture to them, they have interest, they're an interesting shape, and I just feel like these are really nice. If you don't want to go for a hoop, you want something different but you still want it to be statement, these are really nice. I do feel like they feel quite vintage, and I feel like you could probably find a vintage alternative to these if you looked on eBay, Etsy. I feel like eBay and Etsy are absolute gold mines literally for jewellery because there's so much good stuff on there, but you have to know what you're looking for, you have to know what sellers to trust. And so if you don't feel like going down that route and putting the time and effort in there, then these Missoma options are really good as well. I haven't heard anyone talking about it, but Dissh are having a really good sale at the moment. Hopefully it's still on when this video goes live, but I just happened to have a look on their website the other day because I was kind of thinking, oh, you know, would I like to try something from Dissh at some point? Would I like to do a video reviewing them? And then I noticed their sale section, and it is really, really good. If you've ever wanted to try Dissh, but you've been a little bit put off by the price point, especially if you know you're from the UK or maybe the US and you know you might have taxes added to the price, which bumps up the cost a little bit, this sale section, I do think it's final sale, so I'm not sure if returns are applicable, but there's some really nice stuff for kind of crazy prices. There's some dresses, some linen dresses, some tops, some trousers that just look absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for core summer essentials, lots of linen, so like plain block colours, white, black, neutrals, linen fabrics that can see through spring and summer, then definitely have a look at Dish's sale because I was pleasantly surprised. And yes, I'm not going to buy any for the moment because I'm not shopping, but if you are shopping, I would have a little look there. I have a question for you for this next item. Has anyone tried these trousers or jeans from Anthropologie? Because I have looked at these for years now and I've always thought they look really good, but I've never actually tried them. And I'm so tempted. I feel like in my wardrobe, my jean wardrobe is missing that perfect pair of what I deem French girl jeans. And the French girl jeans that I think of look like this. I would almost call them a sailor jean. I think that's kind of a name that gets thrown about. They're like almost like a kick flare or a high-waisted wide leg, a high-waisted flare, and they usually have like the patch pockets on the front. I do have some from And Other Stories, which I do like, but they're a cropped version, and I feel like the cropped versions always are quite leg shortening, especially if you wear them with flats. Whereas the full length ones I feel like are more leg elongating. So let me know if you've tried, I think they're called the Colette trousers from Anthropologie. I hear a lot of people raving about them, but is it hype? Are they overhyped? What's the sizing like? Let me know if you've tried them because I'd be so interested in knowing. I definitely think I want to try them at some point after my no buy because they feel very me. Again, they feel very French girl. They feel feel very Parisian inspired, and I do think they have the potential to suit my body type quite well as well, because of the flare. I feel like the flare will balance out my hips, hopefully. So yeah, I'd be really interested, any feedback on these Anthropologie jeans, or the trouser version, any version you've tried. For the final section of this video, I thought we would go through my Vinted saves, because as I mentioned, I don't know if I did mention, but I primarily want to promote shopping secondhand first where possible, and then when you don't, shopping smaller brands, indie brands, undiscovered brands, with a handful of pieces from like the likes of Sézane and Rouje as well thrown in there. So I thought it'd be fun when we're talking about my wish list, the items I'm coveting, to talk about my favourites on Vinted, because Vinted is my go-to app for shopping. I do most of my shopping via Vinted. So let's go and have a look at my favourites. Let me share my screen so you can have a little look. It's always sad when I go in here when I'm not shopping, because inevitably some of these things will have already sold. So yes, as we can see, I've got a Gaspard here in this beautiful sage green. It's like a aquamarine, what's it called? Oh, it's called sage green. Love it. Just, I'm seeing the Gaspard everywhere at the moment, and I don't currently have one. I sold the one that I did have. I actually had the Barry and I sold it, but I feel like that aesthetic of wearing the Gaspard with the top button done up and the rest undone with a white t-shirt or vest underneath is all over social media at the moment, and it's making me want a Gaspard again. So yeah, I have a couple in my saved on Vinted. This Sézane top I had saved, it's sold unfortunately. This Reformation dress sold. This Marge top, now this top I probably wouldn't buy, because I have to say I'm really not a massive fan of shirring. I find shirring on garments so uncomfortable. I don't know if it's just me, but this kind of really tight shirring where it's tight to the body, I just always hate wearing it, but I do really like the colour of this top. This Bowden vest, oh, so sad that this is sold, with the frills on the arms. This is so cute. I really want a vest. I don't have one, and yeah, it's something that you never really need to add one to your wardrobe, because they don't really serve a functional purpose. They're almost purely for style, I would say. But I love them, and I really did like this denim one, but it is sold. What else have I got in here? I've got some, I always have some Reformation, some Bash. I've got this really cute collar from Arquette, which I think would be really nice. I'm loving all of like the collars, the oversized collars, the garny blouses, but I don't know if I necessarily would want to invest in a whole blouse, and I thought this could be a fun way to add it to existing items. I just don't know if I have enough items that this would work with, because what could you put this under? I feel like it would have to be a plain crew neck jumper for this collar to work. Let me know what else you could wear this with, because I'd be interested in buying something like this instead of a full top. I really want a cap as well. So I've saved this with nothing underneath cap, just because I thought it was quite a nice one. I just really want a cap. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm missing things like hats that add a lot of dimension to outfits, especially in the summer where you're not wearing as many layers. And whenever I see outfits that I like on Instagram or Pinterest, they always have cool things like little silk scarves or hats or fun accessories that really elevate an outfit. So a cap is something that's on my wish list for sure, for practical reasons as well. But I would probably buy it secondhand, because you could probably get one newer tags secondhand on Vinted. I have more Sézane. This dress I actually did try on last year and I really liked it, but I ended up sending it back. So I know that I would like that if I bought it. I have some shorts. I have this Rouje belt. I really don't like designer belts in general, or logo belts. I don't mind designer belts, like the ones that are more subtle, but ones with big brash logos I'm not a massive fan of. So I don't actually know if I would like this long term. But I thought it was quite a good price for a Rouje belt, for a leather belt as well. And I don't hate it, because it's like a French brand. I kind of can get on board with it a little bit more. Some more Sézane. I thought that this, again, I'm looking for like vests, things that add like no function, but add style to outfits. I feel like that's the sort of thing I'm missing. This is probably not very practical for spring, summer, but I liked the colour and I like the idea of it. This dress, this was from last year's collection. This is a bit of a nothing dress, but I do really like the colour. I think this colour would look nice on me. I just saw it's at 99% polyester though, so probably not going to buy that. Oh, this Milo bag, the colour of it, so nice. I probably wouldn't buy this, because I'd buy the blue Fleuron bag, because I just think it's a little bit more unique. I already have this bag, but I do love the colour of this one. It's not a particularly good deal on Vinted either. This top I really like. This is silk. This is Sézane. I remember this top from, I think it's 2022. I think this is from their winter collection, but I really like the colour. The colours that I'm trying to add to my wardrobe when I do eventually buy a few more bits are yellow, green, and more kind of pink burgundy. I just want to add more colour. I feel like I've got a lot of white, I've got a lot of navy, a little bit of tan and black, but the colours that are in my colour scheme plus yellow are the colours I would really like to inject a little bit more into my wardrobe. So I would love that kind of silk green top. A few more bits that I have saved. Some bits have sold. I shouldn't buy these. I have a pair very similar to those, so I probably shouldn't buy them. I really like this top as well. I think this is pretty. This is blue, so not really one of the colours I want to inject, but I just really like how ornate this is, and I just think the ditzy floral is really cute. These boots, I definitely don't need these right now. These are a winter purchase. If these are still here in September, I may buy them. But these are my Axel boots. I have these. Actually, I'm wearing them at the moment because I'm about to head out. But these boots are the ones in the suede, and they're brand new in my size. So got those saved. But yeah, I definitely don't need those in summer. Lots of things that have sold. This beanie is another thing. If it's still there in October, I'll be buying it because I love the colour. It's a jigsaw cashmere beanie. And then what else do I have in here? Oh, these Vicky loafers. These Vicky loafers, the red ones. I talked about this in my last video as well. I really love my Vicky loafers. In fact, I wore them yesterday. I'll put the outfit here. And don't get me wrong, I love them. But every time I put them on, I just think I wish these were the red ones. And it makes me really sad. So I would love a pair of red Vicky loafers at some point. These are brand new with tags for £90. And I've almost bought these before. They've been on Vinted for a while, but I just know they'll be too big. They're one size too big, and the Vicky loafers do run big anyway, so these definitely would be too big for me. But I just think they're really good value. £90. They're like half price and new with tags. And I know this person as well. She's one of my favourite creators. So I just really want to buy them. So if anyone's in the UK, is a 39, a UK 6, and wants some red Vicky loafers, go find these from Style Idealist on Vinted and buy them before I can. Otherwise I might cave and they won't fit me, so I shouldn't. Have another pair of green loafers from Sézane. This Longchamp bag, you know I love burgundy. I've never owned a Longchamp bag actually before. I don't know if this is real or fake. I presume it's real, but I guess you couldn't exactly be able to tell. But yeah, I really like the colour of this one. I think this would be really nice for travel. I don't really need it though. And then I have a Pippa dress, one of the short Pippa dresses. This is stuff that's been saved in my Vinted for almost like a year now, since last summer. And hasn't sold. So yeah, those are my Vinted saves. I hope you enjoyed looking at that as well. I really want to highlight more kind of secondhand shopping on my channel from now on. And again, supplementing it with smaller brands, with a few pieces from Sézane here and there, but really having a secondhand vintage first mindset. And so I think it helps when I share these wishlist videos, which are just a bit of fun. This isn't telling you to go out and buy any of this stuff. I'm not going to be buying any of this stuff, at least for the next 75 days. But it's just kind of a curation of what's been on my mind lately, what I've been enjoying looking at, saving, and maybe what I will come back to in the next few months, maybe when I want to add 1 or 2 new pieces to my wardrobe. As always with these videos, I love to hear from you. Let me know what's on your wish list. Are you buying anything at the moment? I love to hear people who are in different seasons of their life, because I get comments from some of you who are with me on the no buy, low buy, and then others of you who are in seasons of life where you need to be buying new things, and I can kind of live vicariously through you. People who've started new jobs or are in different seasons of their life, their bodies have changed, whatever it might be, and they need to update their wardrobe. I love to give you guys recommendations and hear about what you're buying for your wardrobe. So do let me know in the comments down below, get chatting to me. Let me know if you would like to see that indie jewelry brands video. I have some really good ones on my list that I'm sure you'll never have heard of. So if you would like to hear about those, let me know down in the comments below as well. Do like this video if you found it a little bit of fun, you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favourite piece that I highlighted here today is. And I will put some more videos for you to enjoy on screen if you haven't seen some of my latest content. Otherwise, I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you very soon next week in my next video. Bye!